Someone on Reddit asked, "What's the fastest you've ever seen a marriage end?" My dad is a photographer and did a fair share of weddings. He did one about 10 years ago on a Saturday and then got a call on Monday that the bride had killed herself, and the family wanted all of the pictures unedited and immediately. He sent everything he had and returned payment right then and there. It was really, really sad.
My own, within 3 months. We got married, and it was like a complete 180 degrees. Turns out his ex-girlfriend reached out to him around the same time, and he still had feelings for her. I found out because she messaged me on Facebook with the screenshots of their texts. He had promised to leave me if she'd get back with him. She agreed, so we divorced. She never got back with him.
I was a close friend of the bride. Straight after the ceremony, she grabbed me. She was crying her eyes out and said, "Mike's not here. Mike didn't come. He didn't see me looking pretty in my dress." Mike was her work boss, who she had a crush on. Bride hid away in corner on the excuse of being tired. Groom partied with his friends. Bride and groom went on honeymoon, came back separated. Mike left his wife to embark on a 2-week affair with the bride, then returned to his wife.
2 days. American bride met Australian groom in Australia, but both wanted to live in the US, so bride gets job and buys house in US while groom works on his visa. It takes about 8 months for groom to finish all the paperwork, but during that time, bride meets and starts a sexual relationship with a coworker. As time gets closer to her fiancé's arrival, bride gets increasingly emotionally unstable. Groom arrives and must marry bride within a few days' time. They get married on a Sunday. Bride is now completely unstable and an emotional wreck. 2 days later on Tuesday, she demands an annulment, tells the groom she's been sleeping with and loves her coworker. Groom is completely blindsided and devastatingly heartbroken, and flies back to Australia the next day. Bride is now even more crazy, crying loudly all day for several days at work, because she realized she broke a good man's heart who loved her immensely. Boyfriend realizes he doesn't actually care for her that much, having zero patience for crazy, so dumps her soon after. I hope the groom realized quickly how lucky he is to not be married to her.
I knew a guy whose wife cheated on him during their honeymoon, and it was completely premeditated. They'd been together for a few years, seemed happy, got married, and went on this 2-week tropical honeymoon. What he didn't know was that she'd been talking to some guy online behind his back for months. She actually planned for the guy to meet her there. He booked a trip to the same destination, and while her new husband thought they were enjoying a romantic getaway, she was sneaking off to hook up with this dude multiple times. Like full-blown affair in the middle of what was supposed to be the start of their life together. She confessed after they got home, either out of guilt or because she slipped up. He was absolutely wrecked. Got the marriage annulled within a few weeks. Still, one of the most messed up, cold, calculated betrayals I've ever seen.
4 days. I knew a couple who had a super rocky honeymoon, like things fell apart fast. The husband accidentally called his new wife by his ex's name, not once, but twice. She tried to laugh it off at first, but it clearly hit a nerve. Apparently, the ex had been in a long-term, serious relationship before her, and there were already some insecurities about it leading up to the wedding. So hearing her name come out of his mouth on their honeymoon of all times totally wrecked the vibe. Fight started, mood shifted, and the rest of the trip was basically cold shoulders and awkward dinners. They stayed together for a bit after, but honestly, that one slip-up opened the floodgates. It was like the honeymoon exposed cracks that were already there.
Around 2 months. My friend had been dating this guy for about 6 years before they got married. Everything seemed fine on the surface. He was charming, held down a job, nothing super off. But a couple months into the marriage, she accidentally found one of his drug stashes. Thought it was a one-off, but started checking around the house and found another 3 or 4. all hidden in weird places, vents, behind books, even in a hollowed-out deodorant stick. Dude was hiding them like a squirrel with winter coming. LOL. Turns out he'd been doing coke for years. She was totally blindsided. No obvious signs, no erratic behavior that tipped her off, which still blows my mind. She immediately blocked access to their joint accounts and filed for divorce within days. I'm honestly glad she didn't wait until they had kids or hit the 10-year mark. But it's crazy how you can live with someone that long and still not know that.